Welcome back to the Center of Primate Conservation. Hey guys, Kingpin here. Welcome to the next episode of Franchise Mode. In case this is your first time viewing the series, or even on the channel, welcome. Our mission here at the Center of Primate Conservation is to be able to educate, entertain, and inform viewers on the various animals we decide to include. In this zoo specifically, our goal is to have one of every primate in the game. Matter of fact, while recording that intro time-lapse, one of our mandrills actually gave birth to a healthy baby. Let's see if we can't find him. Right here, Omasupe, a healthy female. Her mother, Simba, really loves playing this keyboard. The next Beethoven in the making right here. In case you missed the very last episode, we happened to make our proboscis monkey habitat, which actually has an indoor section and outdoor section, the first of the zoo. There's 5 or 6 of them in here at this point, and we only started with 3. Overall, I'd say they've been in here for about an hour of gameplay total, so they seem to be very happy. The first baby born into this family was actually a gold-rated one too. The proboscis monkey is native to Southeast Asia, so up here where their exhibit is, we're going to have more Southeast Asian animals, such as orangutans, and maybe some others. That's going to be in a future episode though. Today we're going to be below. I feel the most natural direction to expand this zoo is to put something over here that the proboscis monkey habitat would be in front of. I'm thinking we're going to do the orangutans or maybe chimpanzees up here. I'm not quite sure yet, that'll be a later problem. Over here, this is probably going to be where the western lowland gorillas are going to be. But for now, we're going to worry about this little green space today that's right behind the proboscis monkey exhibit. And I think we're going to do spectacled caimans today. While this zoo is technically called the Center for Primate Conservation, that doesn't mean we're only going to have primates here, and seeing as that we're located in the heart of South America, I think having some animals that are native to the region is going to boost tourism that come here. Not every animal needs a giant exhibit in a zoo. Obviously we couldn't fit something like an elephant in a space this small. Cayman don't need very much space at all, matter of fact they need more water than land, so I think this will be a perfect spot for them, because not many other animals could fit into a space like this. This is kind of in between exhibits. I'm gonna heavily decorate this area with a lot of plant life native to South America so the locals feel really at home with the animals that they also share their home with. We're gonna have gift shops, maybe a food court. It's gonna be people oriented with animals. Hopefully there's some for sale, and it looks like we can get 4 of them, but they're all females. That's not the best. I think we'll have to import a male from our other zoo. These guys only like to have 1 male, so we put one in our trade center the last time they had offspring. Okay, the cayman are on the way, and if you're gonna work with cayman or American alligators or saltwater crocodiles in this game, pretty much any crocodilian, you're gonna need one thing, and that's a lot of water. All of these animals need about the same, if not even more water than they do land. They're really easy to take care of and make great starting animals. They take a long time to age, so they're not gonna die on you. They don't need a whole lot of enrichment, and pretty much all you need to do is give them the bare minimum of what they need and they'll be 100% happy. The only thing that you have to be very sure you don't do is have 2 males, 2 adult males that is, in the same enclosure. If there's kids that just hatch, juvenile crocodiles, juvenile caymans, they can have more than 1 male, but the adults will fight each other. Okay, let's check out the rough boundaries of this habitat. Hopefully we did it right and they can't escape. I don't think they can. Crocodilians aren't the best climbers at all. Yes, obviously the brand new exhibit's clean, and the barrier is somehow not at 100%. Okay, the traversable area could be better. It looks like we made this a little bit too steep. One thing I really want to do in this exhibit is have a small island protruding in the middle. This is going to be a really fun but difficult exhibit to make since we're kind of crunched on space. We're going to have to make every inch of this exhibit count, especially since water is a little bit finicky in this game at times. We're most likely going to end up expanding this exhibit to wrap around the back of the proboscis monkey habitat as well. This isn't a problem, I'd actually prepared for this. I just want to get the first area of their habitat 100% perfect because they're going to be like two separate biomes. This is going to be more of an open lake with not a whole lot of vegetation, while the back of the exhibit's going to be more of a swamp that's overgrown by plants, so they're not going to have a whole lot of traversable area back there. They'll definitely be able to go and bask in the sun, but it's not going to be just a body of open water like this fight is. I also want to add some logs going around the side that they'll be able to climb on. I want to model this sort of after an abandoned dock or something that the caymans have retaken back from man. I think that's a really creative idea for an exhibit, and I haven't really seen it done yet. There's going to be vines and mangroves everywhere. Spectacled caymans are native to pretty much the entire northern half of South America, and parts of Central America too. Due to having such a large area that it calls home, the spectacled caiman has garnered the nickname the common cayman among people of the region. The spectacled caiman gets its name from the spots that run across the bottom half of its body, and while they do have a black color scheme and are particularly dark among crocodilians, don't get them confused with the black cayman. Black cayman are much larger, and also more territorial and aggressive. Adult speckled caymans can reach lengths of up to 2 to 2.5 meters, 6.6 to 8.2 feet for us Americans. However, some individuals can grow even larger. The largest ever recorded was 9.7 feet. They frequent freshwater environments, such as rivers and lakes, usually among the Amazon River basin. They like swamps in tropical and subtropical regions as well. The reason most crocodilian prefers swamps is because all of them are opportunistic feeders, which basically means they sit and wait. They're ambush hunters. They'll wait until an animal such as a capybara or even an animal as large as a jaguar takes a break along the water's edge. If it does that, it could spell game over for the animal. Did you catch that picture of the proboscis monkey that just flashed on screen? If you didn't, the cayman would have got you. That's about how fast they can strike. It takes about half a second. All crocodilian have perfectly evolved to be effective ambush hunters, and this is mainly because of the position of their eyes on their head. Notice how this animal is completely underwater and can still see exactly what you're doing. Its nose is also above the water, so it can breathe too. Crocodilians will sit here and stalk you for hours at a time and just wait for you to get a little too close to the water. Then, they completely submerge and you have no idea where they are in the murk. They're mostly nocturnal animals, hunting and being active during the night. During the day, they may bask in the sun to regulate their body temperature. All crocodilians are cold-blooded animals. They also use the land for reproductive purposes. Female speckled caymans build mound nests made of vegetation where they lay eggs. Their nests are typically constructed near bodies of water where they live. After incubation, which lasts around 90 days, the hatchlings will emerge and are immediately capable of hunting small prey. Crocodilian across the world are not known for their intelligence, but one thing you may be surprised to know is that they're shockingly good mothers, even sometimes carrying their babies in their mouth to protect them from predators. Typically, being an outstanding parent in the animal kingdom is a trait only the smartest animals have, such as dolphins, whales, or even primates, but crocodilians really break this stereotype because they go above and beyond for their hatchlings. Speckled caymans in particular must be doing a great job because currently they are not classified as endangered, although they do face extreme threats of habitat loss due to the growing mobilization of South American countries. Like other crocodilian species, speckled caymans communicate through various vocalizations, body language, and chemical signals. These signals are used for mating purposes, territory disputes, and warning signs for predators and prey. As apex predators of their ecosystem, spectacled caymans play a crucial role in maintaining the balance of their ecosystems by controlling population of prey species and shaping habitat structure through their behavior. Think about it like this: if there were no predators in the ecosystem, the population of prey animals would get out of control. If there's more prey animals getting out of control, they would eat more plants, and if there's less plants, there's less oxygen in the atmosphere. Predators are a crucial, important part of every single ecosystem on Earth. So far so good. I'm really happy with how this turned out, although we still have to do a lot of little details, but the base exhibit looks very nice. We have our donation bin, which people have already been donating to, we have our education boards, and most importantly, we have a ton of plant life and foliage around here so the caymans feel right at home. Like with all of the builds in this zoo, and all the builds I do in general, we went with a real sense of realism in this build. I looked at a lot of pictures of the Amazon rainforest and Amazon River in real life, and tried to mimic the habitat as close as I could. I also tried to do this as an abandoned dock of sorts, adding lots of wood and little bridges for them to travel across, in case they don't want to get wet. I really like the location this exhibit's at in the zoo. Right after you get past the rainforest, you can either go left and to get all the Asian animals that we're going to add, like the orangutan where the proboscis monkey is, or you can continue straight and see another baseline South American animal. And as you can see, these cayman can go pretty much anywhere they want. And as with every other animal in the zoo, they're all at 100% happiness. If it's not 100%, it's 0% in the center of primate conservation. The cayman have a lot of natural shading. Their water is very shallow too, so they still can get a lot of sun, but if they need to get away from the sun, they very well can, either under these docks or under the various trees in the exhibit. We even added some really tall trees for them to hide under. They also have a lot of lily pads, a little island, plenty of enrichment. This exhibit turned out perfect, and it fits in a really small space in the zoo that not many other animals could have occupied. I'm thinking the next thing that we're going to build over here is a little food court type area. If you notice on the bottom part of the screen, a lot of the guests aren't particularly happy, and that's mainly because they're lacking restrooms, drink, and food. So we're going to have to change that. I think this is a really cool area for a food court, kind of on the right side of the screen right now, because while the guests sit down and eat, they can relax and also look at the animals at the same time. Let's have a time lapse. This area is coming together so nicely, but it's not going to be done in this episode. There's still 3 more directions we have to build around here. The other thing that I made in this episode, I did it off screen, but it's an area for our orangutans. It's going to be right here. We're going to have a visitor center and then a giant outside area. But aside from orangutans, we still need several other animals. We're going to need orangutans themselves, gorillas, bonobos, and chimpanzees. Other than that, we're going to have a lot of smaller exhibits, but those are the other big ones that we're going to need. In other news, I ran a YouTube poll a few days ago, and it turns out that 75% of you guys would prefer to see shorter videos, but uploading more frequently. This would be the first one of those. It's not near as long as I usually make it. If you want to, we'll shift away from the narrative of franchise mode, and focus more on the education elements as well as the builds, and less about checking up on the animals that we've already made exhibits for. If you guys don't like that, let me know quick, because I'm going to start recording the next video very soon. I should probably get to that. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video though, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. The channel's coming along real well. Thank you guys. Kingpin out.